Welcome, guys. Tonight is Wednesday night, and it's time for North American Online League review night. All right, today it is round 2, and we are first to start, and we have 3 games coming up. Mr. Lee versus Mladenovic, Milan, Andy Zhou, or Angel Zhou.
It's Angel, actually, I'm pretty sure.
Aha, yes. Okay, let's get started.
Andy, I'm not sure.
Okay, let's get started. So game 1 here. I did briefly look at these games before we started tonight, so let's take a look. I will keep the AI on. Okay, so beginning of the game, so far so good. A bit of a white is a little bit lower ranked than black, totally reasonable. This is a very common opening. We saw this in the Samsung Cup a few days ago. And black decides to play this extension. There are 3 black stones on either side of this cut position, so strengthening any one of these are the top priorities, so this is totally fine. White elects to go into this corner right here. It's a very big move. There is one very weak white stone, and here black comes in to attack. Here is the first major mistake by white. Not so much the move itself. The main idea when we're defending in this kind of a situation where neither side has the full advantage is we want to make sure that we are pressuring our opponents at the same time as we are trying to save our own stones. And in that sense, this press does a very good job. It increases white's liberties, and afterwards white is able to play this attach. And if this attach gets cut, black will find that this one liberty really mattered. White has 3 and black only has 2. Black can do this, but either way, black will not be able to prevent white from breaking out. And if black does play the block, the attachment makes this a double Atari. And here we see how the one move, the original move, is very important in initiating this fight. And so in the game, this move, because it doesn't take away any of black's liberties, it would prevent this kind of thing from being very strong. Now this is still possible. White can still capture 1 stone, but the damage is much less than otherwise. So in the game, white starts the attack against these 3 stones. That is very reasonable. And if black comes directly like this, black would be 1 liberty short. However, black does have a very nice roundabout way of dealing with this issue. Black places honey and saves the 3 stones. This is noticeably, this is sort of forming this envelope against white on the outside, and so this way black keeps as much strength for black's positions as possible while engaging with white. This is where black does a very good job of fighting here. So black plays here. The next move is to cut like this. White can Atari once and play something like this, but white will lose some stones. Still, saving half of these stones is likely better than not, so white should respond immediately. White tenukis. This is a good idea if we don't have a very good follow-up in this situation. And in this case, white was not able to was not able to avoid losing half of the white stones. Okay, so black gained the upper hand in this fight, and the fighting continues over here on the lower side. Now, this block being sente is very, very important, and it hurts white very, very much, because this block forces white to play a move on the inside worth no points, and this block itself is worth a pretty large amount of points for the outside. And and because white playing this press, this crawling move, was sente to begin with, the next move white can save the 2 stones, or white can play this hane and start surrounding the upper side. This crawling move is a double sente move, and losing this was hurt a lot for white's chances. Reason why AI wants white to play here is when black hanes, white can block, and this is still alive. When white played here in the real game, when black hanes, white has to make 2 eyes on the inside. This is 1 less point for white, 1 less, and black also is hanging 1 stone here. So okay, so in the game, the game continues, and black surrounds the bottom white group. Makes a lot of sense here. Again, this crawling move would be a sente, and it would be better for white to play this before black does. When white lives in the corner now, this block is likely black's sente. And okay, so black extends down here. Having lost a group to begin the game, I think white is doing a relatively good job of moving on to the next phase of the game, not letting the initial loss affect white's play too much. And this is very, very good. Very, very good. Game continues onto the left-hand side. Black invades. Now the white's corner is not safe, but black's 2 stones is also not safe. It's could be a good idea to attack these. And remember, the main problem for either side is black wants to surround this big center potential, and white wants to destroy this. And so getting an attack going against the 2 stones, running the 2 stones into the middle and chasing black into the moyo is very, very good. Okay, so in the game, black jumps, white invades immediately. This is okay. This is white lost the group earlier, so white might feel it feels that it's very important to invade as much as possible and counterattack. So okay, that worked. Black did not respond directly, instead places shoulder hit. Okay, white plays a crawling move and a knight's move. This is okay. This knight's move seems okay. And here black plays the diagonal move out. Now the game is a little complicated. There's 2 black stones down here, 3 black stones here, forming 2 groups. White has 1 group, and the game has gotten a lot more complex and interesting. White plays a knight's move out, black presses here. The next and noticeably nice move is to play another knight's move to really form a efficient surround against the 3 black stones. This is quite nice. There are many cutting points, but once black cuts white, it seems like white will be able to save the outside, and that would be totally fine for white. Okay, so white should capture this. Instead, white hanes here. Okay. Now remember what we said before about white doing a very good job of not letting an initial loss of a group affect the way that white plays the game. White is doing a very good job at this juncture in terms of building up some strengths with which white will attack the 3 black stones. Okay, Right here, white went for this fight, and unfortunately for white, all the black groups have 4 liberties or more, and white's 4 stones in the center only has 3 liberties, and as a result, white is going to be 1 liberty short, unfortunately. And the failure of this sector, of this extent, to do any damage to black is going to be another very big loss. This is the second big group that white is going to lose. Okay, so if white had the mind to play this kind of a peeping, threatening to cut move, would be better to play it directly. After that, white can cut here. If black connects on the top, white can also cut here. And it would also be better if white extended out and then did the same thing. So in the game, white connected. When this happens, it's in this kind of a shape, it's better to play this wedge directly instead of playing this move. This move doesn't do anything to help white, and it also takes away one of our own liberties. So try to go for that wedge if directly if possible. Okay, so in the game, yes, this was what white was aiming for all these moves. So suppose white did that Atari and then Hane connect, a B2 bomber shape, but it may do enough of a job to cut black, although what happens after we cut black is still, this could be very, very bad for white if black still survives after white makes a B2 bomber shape to cut black. And it's not clear to see how white can really stop black from living. 14 is Sente, just something like this is totally alive. So here white is going to find it very difficult to score major gains against black. In the game black Tanuki'd, white spends another move to capture these. Unfortunately, white lost 6 stones on the top. This is just white's situation getting a little bit worse than before. And both players played some big moves here, and then white jumps into black's territory, but black does play a very, very accurate squeezing move. This is very annoying for white if white is not able to break into the middle territory at all. Strongest move against something like this is to squeeze yourself in more and use this ko to connect yourself. Now this is also very risky because when black wins the ko, black also basically captures white's corner. So a very difficult situation for white. In the game, white just makes this Hane move on the first line. This unfortunately solidifies black's center territory, and the game just got less winnable for white as a result. Okay, so in the game, white played the one last Gote move here, and this move is going to be dead in Gote, and that's going to allow black to complete the surround on the big territory, and the game would be over after that with a major big victory by black. In this game, let's see, so many more moves happened in the in black's territory, but white was not able to make a living group out of it, reasonable. In this game, black played exceedingly well, and white did also okay, but during the contact fighting, a few places here and a little bit after this, after black was able to find a very good defensive resource, White wasn't able to follow through here and save half of the group in Sente, and then also to counterattack against the top black stones. Not being able to do this made White a little bit behind, and then when the second fight, a complicated fight, occurred in the game, White went for this extend into the top, but unfortunately all the black groups had 4 liberties and White only had 3 liberties. So it was relatively close, but having lost this second fight, White was significantly behind. And even capturing 2 stones did not help that much. Because White had to spend 2 moves to do it, and Black used this time to solidify the major big territory in the center. And the final mistake that ended the game was White making this cut, dying in Gote, wasting a whole move, and that ended the game. Okay. Good stuff on both sides. Just remember, when we're fighting these battles, it can pay off very, very well for one to play very, very good defense by Black here, and for White, a very good defense would also have included pushing out so that we can play this attach and then counter-attack against Black, putting as much pressure on Black as possible. White did follow this later, but just a luck factor, was not able to actually damage Black enough, and Black's positions all held, and it was a very tough game for White. Okay, so we are on to our second game. This game is more back and forth. Both players are 3Q. On OGS, they're like 1 or 2 dan. On the AGA, probably in this kind of level. And okay, so here the first surprising move of the game was White playing this very, very old ancient Joseki. And this move is now well known to be, this old Joseki is now well known to be slightly worse for White, although still very, very playable. This E2 move is definitely much worse. I was gonna say much worse for White, but still relatively playable as well. Not as bad as expected. Interesting. As you guys know, most of the time nowadays, White elects to play the attachment and surround a big territory in the corner nowadays. So very surprisingly, this ancient Joseki is still very, very viable nowadays. I certainly learned something today. I did not know about the viability of this knight's move. Okay, so in the game, Black extends back and White continues to expand. If we can get these 2 moves in Sente, no reason not to. And here Black goes for another very interesting move. This move was not viable before. Nowadays, it's only slightly bad. Yes, this is the next move. The key here is that Black is able to get this Hane and Hane in Sente, and having this very flexible shape allows Black to have a very safe position. And so generally White would extend here on the second line to prevent that, and Black is able to make a very comfortable extension. A very high quality opening sequence here. I would have expected this move to be better, but it was not. So clearly both sides either know their Josekis or know their Go very well and played some very, very good moves. Okay, White approaches this corner and and black headbutts and then jumps. This is also known as the kick move. Think of this as a leg and this as a foot, and you're making white move up. First time I heard that, it blew my mind. Okay. Anyways, if you guys were not sure why this move is called the kick move, that is why. I always thought of it as a headbutt, and I guess I have my reasons for just think of your foot as your head. Okay, white invades here. So far, very, very high quality, unconventional opening by both sides. And a very safe move here. This move going into the corner would have recommended the 2-space extension to the side, mostly because after this, black's 2 stones on the lower side can be invaded. But this move is still also very, very good too. This move is taking away territory and makes white very easily livable in the corner. So feeling some pressure, black makes another extension on the top. Very reasonable play by both sides, and white continues to play here. And so with this, white has achieved both the extension where black would have kicked white and made white a little bit uncomfortable. So in the game, white achieved both the slide and the extension. Black is also okay. Black is getting sente, and so after this, I wonder what AI wants white to do now. I did have the idea that sliding into the corner would not be very good. This would be very, very slow, and since black already made the extension, white would probably like to play a bit faster, something like this. This seems to be the move. Great. This move would allow black to have some more agi to use against white. Block, for example, if white has to do something like this is problematic directly. Luckily, white has a good blocking move and this cut to capture those 2 stones, but something that is here, something that is threatening here, would be very, very strong. And so black plays this extension, and white may need another move here, but we can already see that this is very, very cramped or redundant as white. Although even so, this move is very, very attractive to play. Extending further would have made white even more uncomfortable. Okay, so white starts to develop the right-hand side. This move seems pretty strong, but I can see now that white has, because 4 is sente, white is not really in much trouble with a very comfortable move-out shape. Okay, so black addresses the right-hand side, and this is very, very nice. Instead of invading here where the bulk of the potential territory is, black invades here where white is relatively weaker. Always invades a weaker instead of the larger side. Once you can get some kind of a counterattack going, you can destroy that territory in sente, and then that would free you up to do continued invasion otherwise. This is how all your teachers and your professional players that when you play simuls with, this is how they do it all the time, and pretty soon they would have invaded everywhere, and it feels like they just have, they have had like 5 more extra moves than you do. This is why they invade where you are weakest, and then they counterattack, so you fall behind in terms of having to defend something in Gote, and then they continue to use this sente and invade somewhere else, and then you have to defend there too, and then this is a whole cycle of defense. So this, if black jumped first, this would have in that. In the game, black directly plays here. This gives white an opportunity to strengthen white and then let black just try to take care of a weak group. This move also will work. Pushing likely will also work. Let's see. Yes, white played here. This is also another attacking idea. So look for black to now counterattack against the 4 white stones here. Okay, white plays here. This is very defensive, and this is a little bit of a mistake. Here, a better move would be to not play that, just capture this 1 stone. And now clearly white is the only one attacking black. Black is the only one with any weak stones. So in the game, white played here, and this allowed black to significantly strengthen the black stones. And there's also this kind of thing which exposes white's weaknesses. Even if black just presses and makes the Atari, this is significantly different from the previous diagram because white plays an extra move here, which is on the second line, not doing much, and black is able to move out very, very comfortably. So in the game, black just Ataris, and then white plays this Hane. It's very early, and it has a major problem in that when black Ataris, first, this kind of cut is not viable, just even if white is able to live in the corner. The losses on the side would be too much. White has to connect, and then the next move, black, if you're planning to save your 3 stones like this, that would be very, very bad for white. Luckily for white, white can give up the 3 stones. And but you gotta know that, you know, when this happens, you're gonna be giving up those 3 stones. Okay, just make sure you guys are up for that. Okay, in the game, black extends back, still about the same. The losses for white here is in the Aji in the corner here. White could have peeped, squeezed, and then played a knight's move, large knight's move, and then made something alive inside the corner. After white played the Hane, the corner is totally solid territory. And so this is where white is losing a lot of value. Okay, so in the game, white cross back home here. So black has succeeded in defending the corner and reducing white's right-hand side very, very well. We talked about this a little bit before. White's best move is to play something like this and move out comfortably with this tiger's mouse move. When white plays here in the game, this is a little bit smaller. Okay, but no big deal. And black jumps. This is very big, expands the top. And okay. And here black goes for the counterattack. Very, very nice. Okay, white pushes and cuts and starts this fight. Here, a very, very good move for black would be to extend here first and then really destroy a lot of white territory. After this, white doesn't have 2 full eyes, so something like these kinds of moves all become sente, and then black is much, much, much safer. Okay, in the game where black Atari is here, this move has the idea because white's move to connect is a very big move. If black did anything, white may connect anyway as a proper move. So if we play this Atari, we're forcing white to play a proper move, but black's move here with this turn may not be efficient enough. For example, black would definitely prefer jump, white connects, and then more. Another good idea here is to Atari, cut Atari, make white very heavy, and this way white has multiple groups to take care of. So here black solves one of white's problems for white. And that's never that good. You never want to solve your opponent's problems. And here, remember, black already has one eye, and maybe black can get a second eye here. Certainly, black would rather prefer to fix his group, her group, this way, because this way also cuts white. And even if black is just living like this or directly living like this, black prefers this way because it is, it's also attacking white while it's defending. Remember, you always want to counterattack before you're totally strong and totally alive. So after black totally lives with this move connecting this, white has a lot more freedom to choose. And here, white no longer has to defend any problems here anymore because white doesn't need to take away black's eye. White can just take care of the outside group for white. So there's no, once you give up on your once you give up on trying to attack your opponent, everything becomes a lot easier. And here, black, by surviving totally with a gote move, has made that happen for white and has made the game much, much easier for white. Because now white has no more designs, reasonable designs against the black group, so white doesn't have to worry about this group breaking through, making any eyes. White can totally ignore this group now. Okay, so with that said, black comes back into the middle. This is very, very important. Black's 3 stones was in danger of getting surrounded, and here white makes a relatively big mistake of playing this crosscut. A better crosscut would be something like this. If the ladder doesn't work and the ladder doesn't work, black would be cut, and this is very, very unclear. In the game, capturing this is relatively good for black now. Just look how many cutting points white has on the outside. Protect something here and protect here. This helps the middle as much as possible, but if black just Ataris and then plays this move, there are some more problems here. Moreover, black has some eye space, and so this, while this lives directly, if black doesn't connect the capture, this is very, very difficult for white to respond to now. For example, if white captures, black will just capture all these white middle stones, and if white answers 7 by this Atari, black directly goes for this double Atari, and this is just crushing. White cannot cut here, black will capture, and so this is black's best counterattack. And remember, best to counterattack before you're totally ready. Even if black just plays this way, black can Atari here and then Atari here for another double Atari. So this way, the counterattack is what gives black the comfortable way to take care of the group. And this is why the AI did not like white's crosscut here. However, when black extends, this falls into a very, very, very common trap for most amateur players, and that is when we're fighting, we're only thinking one thing. In this case, black is thinking defense. You always want to think of the defense and offense together, and this Atari is a good example of it's the best attacking move because it is capturing one of white's most important stones. It is also a very good defensive move because it is making ice space for black and sort of helping black break through the white shape. So whenever your best attacking and defensive moves are the same, are aligned, you cannot miss it, and if you do, you are going to regret it. So in the game, white does make black regret this by capturing 2 stones on the outside in this ladder and forcing black to connect home in dame, no points surrounded. And there's a bit of a problem with this knight's move. White pushes, and now white is able to push through the bottom. This is a crushing attack as well. So black extends. If white blocks, black has to live on the right. Later, black has to live on the left, and then there's no more territory. And this is just very, very bad news. In the game, white does allow black to connect, and does black connect? Black does not. Yeah, this is same mindset issue earlier. Black is defending, therefore defensive moves begets more defensive moves. Here black needs to seize the chance to take the territory on the bottom, defend the bottom side, and when white pushes in, there is a very good we can let white cut us because black's bottom is now totally safe. We can allow white to cut black and then just run home in this kind of a manner. That would be much, much better than the game. This way black doesn't lose anything overall. Okay, so in the game, white is able to push through here, and it would be very, very difficult for black to secure life for the left and the right hand side. Okay, white plays here, black connects, white headbutts and honeys. Now, this is not likely the best possible moves. Something like this will probably work just as well. Something like this, or maybe okay, so this will also work. In the game, black has no liberties to run out, and unfortunately for black, what was a very promising fight, remember, we could be capturing white stones, but now white really crushed black on the lower side fighting. Okay, so the game continues, and here white goes in for the 4 more, and Atari. Okay, this move is securing life for white's bottom side group. Black goes after this, and this seems like a good opportunity for black now. So white's better choice would have been to just play something like this, connect, keep white's position connected. In the game, white went for a very, very strong attack, using attack as defense, and black is now finally striking back at white. After white invades here, black does have this group surrounded, and let's see if black is able to do something well. So here, this cut would start this liberty race with the inside, and this is very complicated for sure to end in some kind of a ko. In the game, it was white who went after a little bit of too much. This way, the liberty race will go to white. This liberty race may still be a ko, but would be more favorable. But white has neglected one thing, which is this Atari. And white connects, and now black plays here. Black can play this Atari and then this wedge and capture the 2 white stones. And don't play this move now. This Atari black cannot connect. Black will need to Atari here. and white will end up losing one out of the two groups and all the middle stones. This makes up for the loss on the bottom. This is quite nice for black. Remember, black earlier already had these two moves, so this damages this white group a lot too. With this with a ladder breaker around this side for this, and we can clearly see now that white is under attack all over the board, and the one big territory for white has on the lower right corner is offset by a big territory for black on the lower left corner, and black has some good territories on the top. So okay, so here black doesn't play the totally perfect move. Black plays here. This will also work. Okay, so white lives, and interesting. Best move is very likely black turning into white first and then living over here on the outside. This way white would be forced to a much smaller life, and black would be able to capture one group in Sente for sure. So in the game, black doesn't completely capture the corner. White can still live by playing the A2 point. So this is about a few points worse for black. Black does play this move, which is very, very big, and this is incidentally also a ladder breaker here. This move does break the ladder, so white has to be careful here, and this move does protect the ladder and tries to do it in a very efficient way. No doubt the best moves for black now is to attack white in a holistic basis as a whole and surround the territory. In the game, black does allow white to survive in the corner and keep the two stones captured, and the game is now much, much longer. As white here, you don't want to save this part. Black is totally strong, so you don't mind black capturing one extra stone at all. Okay, so in the game, white extends, black connects, and white connects. This gives black another chance to play that attachment. And white would end up living here in Gote, which is very uncomfortable. Something like this is very likely Sente for black later, and black would have the first move against the middle, something like here, all very, very strong moves. And we can see black can still make a very, very large territory. So here black ends up capturing this corner. Very, very interesting. This corner is about 20 points. Let's see. No doubt this kind of move is extremely big right now. C18, another big move, shoulder hit here, or some kind of an invasion. White does play this move totally good because this move was Sente for black and now is basically Sente for white. If black wants to defend the territory, black must block later. This is worth way more than 10 points in Sente, in double Sente. And here black does block and white goes for the full invasion. Very, very interesting. So let's see how black is gonna play. Because there's a little bit of weakness with this move, with black's outside group here, with these cutting points, white may just have enough resources to totally survive here. Let's see how they did it. Okay, so now white is able to survive now, so congratulations to white. A stronger move would be to headbutt here. This way white would not be able to survive. But that would allow white to connect here. Very, very complicated. Okay, so in the game, white does survive, but not in the best way. White wants to push in and extend to here, or extend to here, or here. This way white is more comfortable. This way white is a bit smaller than white could have been, so the game is still quite close. This life is very, very small. And when black plays here, there's no way to save the 3 stones. White needs to consider the middle group. Okay, so white plays here. This is donating more for black to capture, and black plays this one. A stronger capture would be here, capturing bigger here or here. This is also ladder breaking, right? So when your opponent gives you an opportunity to capture bigger and die in Gote, make sure you capture as big as possible. So here black does not capture as big as possible, so okay, a few more moves here, and white is able to have the first move in the endgame. Now, okay, very, very interesting. Okay. This white cut actually lost white a little bit of endgame points because white could have played this one in Sente, and this is already at least 1 point at T18, and then white may have a chance to play 5, which makes, you know, many points here without having to connect at this point. So having lost a bit on the endgame, white played here. Interesting. And remember we talked about how the middle was very, very important, and now black can at least play this Atari and this plays this move this turn. No way white can connect this. This is gonna be only 1 eye. Black is way too thick. And if black was a little more sinister, black would throw in and see how this move is now threatening to take away this eye too in the middle. And so if white connects, there's no eye space here either, and black would go straight for the capture. So very difficult for white to answer in the middle. So this move has to be in the middle here. Maybe play this move to make sure white has 2 eyes. White was in a lot of danger that white probably didn't realize. Okay, so both sides didn't realize, and black connects. This did finally allow white to protect the middle. Right now black should do the same Atari move, see if black did. Okay, so black did not, and yep, white played very, very well here. Okay, and okay, so white was able to survive, and white used the Sente to play this move, which is very big. It prevents something like this from happening. So good job white. Again, this move, making an eye in the middle in Sente, it was probably the biggest move on the board. And so white did survive, but this is a ko in the corner, and because white cannot play this Atari move, so this is just a ko. When white plays on the outside, black can just connect. So white needs to fix here. Black connects, and neither side did the ko. This was black's last chance to fight the ko. Instead, black played this move, allowed white to live. And now white will have a very easy time keeping the territory lead. So overall, white lost the 4 stones here, but white survived on the top without paying any significant price for this. And that was how white was able to eke this one out in the end. A very, very good game by both players in this one. Quite interesting, and very back and forth. For black, just remember counterattack is the best form of defending if you are able to defend through counterattacking. And this kind of capture is very, very important for this. Think of how your teachers and your professionals that you play simultaneously with play against you. They almost never purely defend and take a beating and let you have the sente. They are always looking for this kind of counterattack. So we should learn from them. And if you can't beat your teachers and the pros, join them. Join them in how they play the game, and that is counterattack before you're totally safe. Okay, for white, also did a very good job overall in the game. In a few places, white was just not as aware of white's own weaknesses, and that hurt white over here on the bottom left. And later on in the middle, the bottom left, white was punished, and in the middle, white was not punished. So if there were two punishments or punished on both fights, white would have had a very tough game. In the game, it was just 1 out of the 2, so so white ended up winning relatively comfortably, and so this is a good lesson for us. One big mistake or several big mistakes is not a big problem as long as you don't, as long as you are generally have the right mindset. And don't worry, you can make many mistakes and still win the game, no problem. Okay, we have come to our third game, and this game is a more conventional opening and normal josekis. And here I believe the joseki is to cut, and the key for this joseki is to realize that this kind of a shape actually favors black. It seems like white, captured our star point stone and, turned a black corner into a white corner, but this is actually quite good for black. 9.2 points. And if white does something like this, which seems like it would capture black's corner bigger, just remember because of the thickness, the corner territory is insignificant compared to the power of the thickness. Okay, so that's why the joseki has white playing this kind of a block or going into the 3-3 and so on. Okay, so in the game, black extends. This allows white to connect. Interesting, so black elects to try to capture white in a very big grand scale, but this does expose the corner, and what looked like a very big grand capture is now only about 25 points, and white has now surrounded 15 points and plus more development potential on the upper side. And so this is a big loss for black overall. Okay, so in the game, white didn't want to take the loss of the stone. Instead played this move, this cutting fight, and allowed black to move, cut through white here. This is probably losing a bit, but okay, so white gave up a lot of the advantages that white had. Yeah, a better move is just go into the 3-3 and allow this to happen. Secondly, right, okay. So in the game, white had to play the k3 at the end, and this would leave white in gote, and this would leave white in gote, and black is now free to continue the game. very reasonable. I myself do like this high far extension much more than the two space, but that's me. The two space here would make a lot of sense as well. White is very strong on the lower right, so that would make sense. Tanuki is also very, very good. So now white approaches here and black invades. This is interesting, but it is not likely very, very good. It will be very nice if black is able to attack the top white group very, very severely. And black is close to doing it, but black really needs to make sure that black uses this resource. This extend is Sente against the corner. If white plays here, we can throw in and capture. So white will need to respond to this move in the corner, and then play this move. Black really needs this resource in order to start the attack against white. However, right now it doesn't seem that strong if we allow white to entertain the possibility of giving up 4 stones like this. Okay, so let's see how the game goes, but make sure that you know how to make the top white not that safe. So in the game, black plays into the corner. This will be good for white. Black is not able to attack white, and therefore the invasion stone at G17 is going to be the only stone that's under attack in this shape. So note how white has this D16 squeeze in Sente, because there's this cut, and to capture 3 stones. Nevertheless, black probably should play this way and do this exchange and then continue to attack white on the upper side. Let's see how the game went. Black did play this, white does cut, and now black chickens out and then defends a corner, and this would be a free stone to be captured. And see how black spent 2 moves, and white also spent 2 moves. And white now has a black stone captured, and black had the other stone inside in the corner, so this is way worse. Would be much better for black to play the 2 moves like this rather than capture. And so this is where black really fell behind. Okay, so black played here. White just needs to make sure the top is alive and then go on to the rest of the board. White played this turn, should be okay as well. Black played here. Very, very nice looking move. Black doesn't want to keep surrounding the right-hand side territory and allow white to, turn around and surround the 2 black stones on the top. So this is very good. However, it still does expose black to this kind of cut by white. This 1 stone being captured serves as a very, very good strong base of attack against for white against black. So white did play this, and now black is the only one that needs to do defensive work. Nevertheless, white probably needs to headbutt and Atari, or headbutt and then jump out, Hane, extend, knights move out, something like this. This may ensure that white has enough eye space. In the game, white probably needs to headbutt now, but this would be a little bit late. The territory would all be gone. Okay, so white decides to block, and as a result, black now does have the possibility of cutting white over here. And now it's very important for white to play both very good defensive moves and very good offensive moves at the same time. More importantly, the defensive moves, because in the game, white can take away black's eye shape through this peep and this Atari alike, but with the Atari, white survives, white lives. And with something like this turn, white also strengthens the outside 3 stones. But in the game, after black connects, white is found himself forced to connect this group to the outside, and that is slowing white's attack down by 1 move. This allows black to push out, and black's situation improves a little bit. Okay, in the game, a very complicated liberties fight continues. This move helped white make eye shape, and therefore it was going to be pretty bad. Now we know what black is looking for. Black is looking for this squeeze, and he does play it. And unfortunately, because white never has to commit to this cut, white can play this hane and then move out like this. This way, white takes care of the left-hand side, and the right-hand side is also relatively alive, and it destroys a lot of the black potential on the right-hand side as well. So, but this is very complicated. As white, you gotta know what you're doing. Okay. So white does play the right move, black plays here, and now black plays this turn. It's very difficult for for players to not play this turn, and I'm very, very surprised. Okay, black cannot block because this is an Atari. Black has a second very, very strong move to play here, but this way, white has this very nice attachment move to move out. We saw a similar move in the first game in a very, very common shape. It's very, very complicated. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be confident about either side. Very, very interesting position here. Okay, so it was very difficult for us to not play that turn, but black didn't, and this way black is totally safe, but white is now also totally safe. This block, not likely good. Black has this kind of make a ko/seki happen for later. White doesn't need to Atari black, so white can just capture this, no problem. Okay, so black extends, white peeps, and then cuts. This cut is extremely dangerous because one, this cut doesn't make any territory, and it doesn't make any eye space. So this is doing nothing on the territory front and the thickness front for white. So it's very dangerous to play this kind of a move. The only thing this does is hurt black, and black was going to take care of the 3 stones anyway. This is the best defensive move, but this is also the best offensive move against white's middle group. So now white has forced black to play like a double, like a 2 birds with 1 stone kind of a move. A much better move would be to extend here, and then at least when black comes here to attack white, white has played this move on the side, which surrounded a lot of territory. Another move is to play outside here. Both would be much, much more less risky and more a better play than just directly going for this cut. This has major repercussions down the road. Okay. So as a result here, wow, this throw-in interesting. So So white, as a result, white played these two strengthening moves in the center, and these two moves surrounded less territory for white but gave black more territory. So this game is getting very dicey for white now. White throws in here, and black plays a very, very nice move to connect and give up the 3 stones. Both white sides are alive, and so no reason, no need for black to save this. Here, this move is threatening this cut, which is cutting in ko. Okay, but this Hane prevents this from happening, and now black has territory. Black has a weak white middle group and a weak white upper left group, and black plays once again a very good, the best defensive move and also the best offensive move. So here black played exceedingly well. So very good job here. White was able to find something here, but
Michael?
yeah.
It's Marty.
Hey.
Dwight is supposed to be here from 8 to 9. The main room is open.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. We are about to wrap up anyways, so we'll wrap up in 1 minute. Okay, interesting. So good. In the game, white lost the middle group in the process of attacking black, and as a result, white squandered a very big advantage. So remember, guys, best defense is also the best offense. Whenever that aligns, don't miss it. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time. We are being kicked out. Usually we have half an hour of difference between all the reviewers. I think today we do not. So see you guys later. See you guys next time, and best of luck on your games.